where were we? Oh, yes, I remember, boys and girls. And thank you for joining me as we continue with our Thorytime. I was speaking to Mr. Jonas, as I recall. Hello, is this Mr. Jonas? You say, your crisp tone a little spoiled by the stumble. Yes, Jonas says. Who is this? You launch into your patter. Hi, Jonas. This is Ian Torchetti over at Congresswoman Goodpenny's campaign. I'm calling about that meeting you had with us. Sorry? Are you imagining things, or does he sound guarded? I'm sure you must have seen news about Miss Ramirez yesterday. You continue. Maggie? He sounds a little choked. Yes, I did see it. It was terrible. I'm so sorry. Thank you, you say. The reason I'm calling is that I'm Maggie's replacement on the campaign, and I'm trying to follow up on all of her business. You force a rueful chuckle. I found an entry in her calendar with your name and number, and I'm sorry to say that that's all I have to go on. Can you tell me what your meeting was about? It was nothing. Jonas clears his throat noisily. Maggie and I were friends, that's all. We were supposed to get coffee, but I flaked. I wish I hadn't now. I see, you say. I'm sorry to bother you then. Don't worry about it, Jonas says. Have a good night. He hangs up. After the call ends, you feel a pang of conscience. I should really be leaving this up to the police, or at least letting them know what I'm doing. But more police entanglement in the campaign is the last thing Goodpenny, or you for that matter, needs right now. On the other hand, even though you didn't know Maggie that well, you know that above all, she was a straight shooter. And beyond that, she deserves everything you can do to make sure her killer is brought to justice. I need to do whatever I can to help the police find Maggie's killer. If that ends up making my life harder, so be it. I need to do whatever I can to win the election. It's the cops' job to figure things like this out. They don't need any help from me. I need to run the campaign the way Maggie would have wanted it run. What do we say, boys and girls? I think we tried to have this conversation last time. I'm going to say... I'm going to say we do it the way Maggie would have wanted it done. Sort of like a last wish for her. Which is fine. I'm cool with this. So, that's what we're doing. Besides, I have a feeling Maggie's killer's probably going to show up. Just got a feeling. Alright. Thinking of Maggie only makes your conscience hound you harder. You need to win the election, sure, but if you can give the police any detail that might help them track down her killer, you'll sleep a little better at night. You dig out Sergeant Evans' card and dash off a quick email to her about the entry on Maggie's calendar. Why it seems strange. Your guilty conscience doesn't extend to telling her you called the number, though. By the time you finally get out of the office, it's nearly 11 p.m. Your head is aching, your eyes are burning with fatigue. You want nothing more than to go home and fall into bed, especially since you know you have to do the whole thing over again tomorrow. And every day from now until the election. So even though the sight of Thomas approaching, a broad smile on his face, might be welcome at another time, right now all you want to do is go home and sleep. Ian Torchetti? Hi, Thomas says. I guess it's a little weird waiting outside for you like this. He grins ruefully, and all you can think is, yeah, it is. I was hoping to talk to you when you weren't buried under a mile-high stack of paperwork. You laugh inwardly. You're still buried under paperwork, and you expect you might. You will be right up until Election Day, but you realize that this is the perfect opportunity to ask Thomas about his own meeting with Maggie. You school your face into bland friendliness and say, "Don't worry about it. Actually, I was hoping to talk to you myself. You had a meeting scheduled with Maggie the day she, died. Can you tell me what it was about?" "I'd be happy to," Thomas says. "And all it will take is an hour of your time." At your look of alarm, he quickly adds, "Oh, not tonight. Sometime next week, whenever your schedule can fit me in. I really want a chance to talk some more about the werewolf rights bill. That's what my meeting with Maggie was about." You groan to yourself, "I really wish I could help. My schedule is packed." "Look, Thomas," you say, "I wish I could help you, but I am booked solid most days." "I'll make it worth your while," Thomas says, with a grin. "Let me buy you a drink sometime, and we'll talk." And there's your fan fiction, boys and girls. Let's see here. There's no way ever in my calendar to meet with Thomas, but maybe I can cancel something else. They can't all be important meetings, right? Turn him down and tell him it's because my mind's made up. Turn him down, but try to spin it as in his best interest. I mean, spin is like half of my job. I can make that work, right? I mean, either way, let's see here. There's no way ever in my calendar to meet with Thomas, but maybe I can cancel something else. They can't all be important meetings. I mean, it's politics. Everyone believes they're important. Everyone believes they have a right to be there because they're all interest groups. I mean, Thomas is an interest group. And he's been dealing with us for a while, so even if I try to spin it for him, he'll pick up on it. I mean, he's a werewolf. He could probably smell even a half-truth on me. Let's see here. I mean, I'd promised to talk to him anyway, or try to help out. So turning him down now, I'm going back on my word. Who knows? All right. Okay. Let me take a look at my schedule and get back to you, you say. Thomas gives you a relieved smile. "Thanks, Ian," he says. "I promise you won't regret. But listen," you say, "before you go, there's something else I wanted to ask you." "What do you want to know?" he asks. "It's about Maggie. You saw her every day. You must have gotten to know her at least a little." Thomas looks down. Reasonably well," he says. "She was dating one of us for a while. It didn't work out, though. He became more and more militant about werewolf rights. He wasn't satisfied with peaceful protest anymore. He and Maggie used to argue about it constantly. Eventually, she'd had enough." Whoa. Maggie was dating a werewolf?" you say incredulously. "Did you tell the police that?" "Of course," Thomas says, his tone faintly offended. "But no one's seen him for months. He left town after they broke up. I heard later he joined F3. "What's F3, you ask? The police mentioned them too." "F3 stands for Fur, Fangs, and Family." Thomas says this with a disgusted look. "They're a werewolf rights organization, but they don't limit themselves to peaceful methods. They've been known to engage in direct action, even violence. So are they what, Proud Boys with extra facial hair?" You don't want to ask, but you can't avoid the question. Do you think he killed her? I think I'd know if he were back in town, is all Thomas will say. You and Thomas exchange a few more pleasantries, and then you say goodnight and start walking home. The nighttime city closes in around you. The alternating flashing lights and pools of darkness dazzling your eyes, while the distant sirens and the constant growl of passing cars fills your ears. Your head is full of lists and questions. Everything you did today, everything that still needs doing, everything you don't know how to do, and of course, exactly what happened to Maggie. Well, the chapter is starting back up next time, boys and girls. We're going to make this one slightly short this evening. Don't be too disappointed, though. It's still been a wonderful Thorytime. Just remember to like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell to stay notified, and please, when we have the Twitter polls, do join in. If you don't do the polls, at least leave your opinion in the comments section. I do read it. I do check it out. And would you be the type to join Fur, Fangs, and Family? Do you support werewolf rights? Do our lycanthropic brothers and sisters deserve to be treated as humans or as animals? It's up to you. But remember, this has been another Thorytime Thursday. I'm your narrator, Ian. Remember, when the time comes, #vote good penny.